purpose of the combat shooting team is to give cadets the opportunity to familiarize themselves with small arms, or at least rifles, pistols, shotguns, as well as to train a team in combat techniques.
My agenda is based on what I experienced here as a cadet back in the late 60s. Every cadet had an M1 in his room. We carried weapons on a regular basis. They were live weapons. They could shoot 30-06 rounds. And although we didn't go down and qualify or anything else, just having those weapons and making sure that they were in an operable condition did a lot towards having a mentality, a small arms mentality that really connects us with other parts of the military. And we, in my mind, lost that. And I wanted to do something to try to reestablish that. Tried to resurrect a team that was very successful in its history. In the early 2000s, 1999 time frame, the cadet combat pistol team was tremendously successful in intercollegiate as well as other kinds of events around here, and then died off. So we're in the process of resurrecting something that has a good tradition.
The majority of the training that we do is for close quarter combat with rifle, pistol, shotgun. We also do a little bit of training in long distance shooting, as well as vehicle assaults, and just random combat scenarios. We try to get as much diversity as we can in our training, because combat environment is not solely one type of combat. So
I believe that what the team is going through and the kind of training it has does a lot towards building a connection with other military services. One, we can understand what they're going through more readily than the normal cadet who doesn't have the same experiences. Ground combat is common to most of the other services in one form or another. And though we participate in that to some extent with different parts of the Air Force, most cadets seem like it's going to be a foreign thing to them, and I'm not so sure it's going to be. Even beyond that, the team's experiences prepare them, I think, for being a warrior, being a person who can engage in battle and be competent at it, and it gives them a great deal of confidence in their capabilities and a great deal of confidence in their abilities, even if they were never to even ever engage in actual warfare in the sense of ground combat. Their abilities with pistols and rifles, I think, is a confidence building thing.
safety is a major concern on the team. Every team member wears body armor underneath their field gear in order to prevent ricochets, or if somebody screws up real bad, a direct bullet shot. The team also wears eye protection and ear protection. The team also practices extensively without ammunition whenever we do uprange movements, in order to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing before we actually practice live fire drills. Every team member goes to competitions and practices with CAR 15, which is a civilian version of the M4 carbine, as well as a Kimber 1911, and we have various sorts of 12-gauge shotguns because we don't have many yet, although we have a shipment supposedly coming in from Remington that's being donated to us. Every team member uses a loadout that was donated to us from Spec Ops brand, and we also have eye and ear protection given to us from various other sponsors.
Remington Firearms is in the process of giving us 20 AR-15 rifles and promises other types of weapons in the future. We've gotten tactical gear that makes us relatively compatible with what the current fighting men are using in Iraq and Afghanistan, just so that we have at least that kind of connection, and we can practice those things that we do that are reasonably tactically sound, and guys feel like there's a connection there, and that some of them, I think, are planning to go into ground combat at some point in time, and so this is a valid training exercise for them. That kind of support is really priceless. I think it energizes the team, and two, it really goes a long ways towards giving a feeling of the cadets that what they're doing is worthwhile.